Texas, man, this is a big subject right now because I've been talking to some people that own the CBD um, stores around here, and they saying if Governor Abbott sign off on this bill, which his signature is the last signature that they need to pass this, if they sign off on this bill, all these CBD stores are gonna close.
I am not coming to Texas, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm about to say, Governor Abbott, he been on some bullshit, and we really need to get him out of there, man. That Republican shit fucking us up real hard with this dumb shit. I
I
thought
have
we was on
no.
a pathway to legalize it, not to ban it.
Nah, man,
See,
Texas is so far behind on this shit,
yeah, you can't get none of that in Texas. It's still illegal down there, brother. Yep.
and they will prosecute you. They will put your ass on probation and take
No,
you to
but they were
jail.
giving out. They were
Yeah,
So the
but
a
weed that
couple years
it's
ago.
at
They
the
was giving
officer's
out licenses
discretion.
for dispensaries to come.
no, so the weed that they do have down there is THCA.
Yeah,
No, but
no, they got medical marijuana. You can get medical marijuana, but any products that have THC in them, they're talking about banning those products. And it passed the
Or
House and the
del-
Senate. It passed the legislature down here.
or,
So when it go across Abbott's desk, if he sign it, all these stores that sell um, THC based products are talking about they got to close their doors because that's the brunt of their product.
that's crazy. Yeah, I never come to Texas again. Y'all got it bad. I I, I, I gotta have my Scooby snacks
yeah, we
when I'm
got it
by.
bad. I ain't gonna lie.
We got it bad. I mean, it's just
You just
illegal.
gotta.
We got some of the best weed. It's just illegal.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
oh,
about to
oh,
say it's just illegal. It ain't like it ain't happening.
brother D, y'all got some of the best Scooby snacks. It's just illegal. Jeez, jeez, Scooby snacks, people. We don't know nothing about anything that's we get the weed in the ground outside that's growing up on my gate, but but Scooby snacks, man. But yeah, that's crazy though, man. But I don't know, man. Maybe Texas thinks that it don't need that for its economy. Um, or its community to thrive. Maybe Texas is saying that it has other resources and it don't want to bring that to its state. It's probably some things that they did said and talked about behind closed doors that that we might not be privy to, or that we might not be even thinking about towards the reason why certain states don't legalize uh, Scooby snacks. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's a reason for the ban.
It could it could be a reason, but you know what I'm saying. They ain't banning alcohol. They ain't banning this these nicotine. They ain't banning stuff that their people like to engage in. But when it's our people, they like to criminalize things that we like to engage in, so they can keep their institutions full. In my opinion, so they just criminalize our lifestyle, and especially in the South, they don't want to let that go.
What
D,
happens to all the people that's
That's
invested?
you know.
What happened to all the people that's invested their life earnings and 401ks and shit like that into these businesses that they were told they could open just a few years ago, and now you
Yeah.
want to take that off the table. You know what
they
I'm
better
saying?
go try to get a partnership with somebody else, man. And you do remember Prohibition? They did ban alcohol at one point in time,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and and it's legal. And they did ban weed for a long point in time, and it's legal. See, what we fail to realize is it's up to a
Not
state.
legal. See,
It's
alcohol is legal on a federal level, though. We still ain't legal on a federal level.
but it's still all a state mandate. It depends on what your state wants to do. You know what I'm saying? The federal government is all about the play and actions of the state and what the state wants, and giving the state sole power and priority to do what it wants to do.
They
You
don't
know what I'm
give
saying?
them the sole power because if they want to crack down on it, they can. That's the
Mhm.
only thing, and that's why everybody's trying to be confused. It's like half of the states are legal, half the states are not. If we are United States, we need to make a united decision about this situation. So
I agree.
sometimes the states can't have all the power. That's why the federal is there.
Yeah, but see those the
He said,
states
"What
that
they do drugs?
But the states you say no, it's what she said. She said they do drugs too and want it taken away. They don't sit right with that. Don't sit right with me at all. And I agree with that. But again, DJ, to piggyback or to about what you were saying, I don't think it's about that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, man. Like I say, the United States, yeah, they united on the front, but I get it. The idea we're a united front, we're a United States. We got this democracy. No, that's bullshit, man. That's all of a side in the front. That state or your state, like just like my state, we got the sole right to do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's why they got the governors and the mayors. Like it's crazy how it's set up. Like people don't understand the law and the psychology of the way they got this shit set up. I hear you with the federal government shit and this and no, but it's still about the state. You got even in the Constitution, it's all about the state. It ain't about being united. It's about each individual state. Yeah, yeah, united for the
But
democracy
that's why
and republic shit. That's all. That's it.
I feel what you're saying, but that's why, you know what I'm saying, when George Washington came in, they made a federal government because the states was doing too much of what they want to do. So the federal government comes in and they regulate shit for real. Like, because if we kick you out the union, which Texas acts like they want us to secede all the time, you won't have the protection. That's why Texas got into the union, because of the protection. So it's just like, yeah, the states can do what they want to do, but when the government come in and regulate some shit, usually they regulating some shit.
Do you know Texas want to be its own country?
Shit,
I
we
know.
all
That's what I
know.
said. They want us to see. They want us to secession, but we ain't gonna give it to them. But guess what? They got into the country because of they needed protection. So no, we're not gonna let you go now.
No, I'm talking about.
Make too much money for it.
No, I'm asking the question. Have you heard that Texas wants to be its own country?
That's always Texas been like that for forever.
So
They
why do
feel
you?
like that. That's why our flag can hang.
So
Our flag is the only country flag that can hang as high as the American flag.
so what
The only
what
Texas flag. I mean, the
so
only state flag.
so so what resource or what um monetary resource or whatever does Texas have that Texas out of all the states wants to be its own country, like the
I mean,
United States?
We
we
got
pretty much
land.
self sufficient though. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of land, but we're
Yeah,
not on the national power grid like everybody else.
My
You know
point
what I'm saying?
exactly.
We on our own power
we
grid.
got different.
Speaking to my point exactly, and they don't think that they need marijuana, the economy of it inside of their state in order to sustain anything that they got going on in their future. This is why I say behind closed doors, these may be some things that we're not privy to. I'm just trying to open and expand the conversation. You fighting against an imaginary, but what I'm saying is we don't know. It's a reason why Texas saying, no, we're gonna
But
ban this. We don't need this. We don't need this. And it's the reason why other states say,
and I
you
mean,
know what,
it's,
we need this.
I don't know.
but
I
the
think
reason
it's
that they give him because of the criminality.
yeah, and I don't even think that's it. I mean, people are less likely to get into an accident on marijuana than they are on alcohol. People,
Thank you.
you know,
And more crimes and things that's criminal behavior happen more with
But it's
alcohol.
a black person. It's a predominant black person's choice of drug, and that's
not
why I feel
really.
like that's why
I
they
mean,
keep
that's you.
stigmatizing.
No, I think that's just what we see on TV. Because I can be walking around here and it's like a bunch of white folks around here. You know what I'm saying? I
Man, you
swear I
crazy.
smell doty early in the morning.
Yeah, man, you crazy. White folk be
Somebody's
getting
smoking.
I feel what you're
yeah.
saying, but black people, if they criminalize, I feel like they know that majority of black people are going to use this. So if they do catch it on you, because if they criminalize something that we don't fuck with, they won't. We wouldn't fuck with it. We don't matter. But if they do catch it on you, now they can do this to you. And most of the time, we're going to just keep some reefer on us because that's just our preferred, you know what I'm
Anytime I go
saying, of choice.
anytime I go out of state and I frequent a Scooby snack place, um, I see more Caucasians in there than I see us. even in places where it's more of us, I still see more white folks in the
But
dispensary
that's
than
not
other.
what I'm saying though. I'm saying we.
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
go ahead.
saying more. I'm not saying they don't use it. I'm saying that's. I'm not saying they don't use it or they don't do it more than us. But I'm saying that is what we do, and that's a hard thing for us to just let go because we don't see no problem with it, and they making it a problem. So it's like they're gonna
They,
stigmatize us every time because that's what we do.
they exploit it like black people do it the most, or
Yeah,
do drugs the most, stuff like that, because that's what you see in the media, that's what you see in the music videos, that's what you see on social media, things like that. You know what I'm saying? But in fact, it's the white people who are the most heaviest consumer of drugs because black people. I mean, yeah, we might. I'm not gonna even say that we sell it the most, but it's just the USA has the most popular demand for drugs. That's why the cartels are so big in Mexico and Colombia and stuff like that because we have an insatiable demand for it over here. And it's not just a black thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when cocaine
it's
came
not.
out,
But
when,
you know
when
they.
cocaine first was introduced, it was a rich white man's drug, right?
Yeah, sure was. Sure was. We couldn't even afford it. Wouldn't even come
Meth
our
was
way.
a white man's drug, right?
But they didn't stigmatize But this, see, now you're about to make my point because they didn't stigmatize cocaine the way they stigmatize crack cocaine because they know that's a black person drugs, so they made it 100 times more. So that's what I'm saying is they criminalize our lifestyle because that's what they know that we use the most. So they
No, it just
criminalizing
hit
it. That's why he don't want. In my opinion, this is one of the factors.
crack just hit the hood harder. But you had doctors and lawyers and judges and shit that was using crack. You know what I'm saying? They were just functioning crackheads. Like people
Yeah,
are functioning alcoholics. They just
yeah,
knew how to control it. They knew when they got
Yeah,
off, they was gonna give them a whole bunch to smoke until they went back to work that next day or whatever. So they had a better control over those urges instead of the crack fiends that you saw on the corner every day. You know what I mean?
yeah. They lifestyle.
yeah.
Our lifestyle isn't as ambitious as what I'm saying. I would say a Caucasian. Not saying that's always true to the case in nature, but due to the circumstances of our environment and things that we privy to and the things that we see. What I'm saying, due to the systematic destruction that been put forth, and we don't make an effort to try to get outside of that or what I'm saying, change that narrative. Not saying us, but for the most part, it seems that way. But we got people working, so what I'm saying. Hopefully Texas turn it around and wake up, man. You know what I'm saying, and let y'all smoke, man, and get them dispensaries, man.
Them likes up, get 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 them, yeah, get them likes up, 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 up.